Whoa, check this out. What is this beam stuff? What is this beam stuff?
Man, that's the beam gonna put you out. That's what it do. Exactly that.
Yeah, guys, I took it for the first time last night. The guy's been boosting about it.
How was it?
I'm not gonna lie, it did get me out. And I usually be up to like 2 a.m. I might be playing Call of Duty or something.
Yeah.
But by 12, I took it about 11. Then by 11:40, I said, hold on, I'm getting a little sleepy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I said by 12, bro, it was lights out for real, y'all.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. It got melatonin in here, magnesium, am I saying this right? L-theanine.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
No, it actually works though, guys. Like I was like, man, y'all chill out. And it tastes pretty good.
No,
like,
it tastes great to me.
it
Like,
does.
honestly, it does. And I'm very picky with flavors. And all these flavors are like, because you want a vibe like this before you go to sleep. You don't want no fruity drink before you go to sleep. You need, some
Cinnamon,
sea salt caramel, some cinnamon cocoa.
Cinnamon cocoa.
Right.
And one thing I did notice, it was pretty easier to get out of bed for real. Like usually I'd be like, let me, get up.
Yeah.
I kind of had energy to get up.
Nah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, last night, because, I told y'all in the last video, I took it last night.
did.
I always have trouble sleeping. I wanted to sleep at probably like right 11:30 on the dot. I did not wake up until 6:30 a.m. Boom. For me, that is like, I can count the number. I've done that on like one hand, bro. That never happens for me.
You took the blue one, huh?
I took, yeah.
I seen that one in your
I'm
room.
gonna have to take some of this and try this. Interesting.
Yeah,
I see they
have
has no GMO, no sugar, so no sugar. I mean,
Yeah,
how is
it's
it
actually
without the
healthy. Like,
sugar?
look at the calories. 15 calories. Come on.
Wow.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I just took it.
I knew you guys flew from England, and I wasn't going to cancel on you because she had an opportunity to come in. You could look at this and you could say, oh, you're being a diva. But she had an opportunity to come here when she was in Texas, and I literally gave them an open invitation. I said, anytime. I said, if she's done at 10 o'clock, we'll come back here at 10 o'clock. I go, I'll do it at 9 in the morning. I'll do it at 10 p.m. I'll do it at midnight. She's up. She wants to, drink a Red Bull. Party on.
Yeah, but I think this idea that you're being a diva is silly because you're offering her the opportunity to do exactly what the other candidate did, right?
Well, she actually reached out when she found out that he was coming on. So their camp reached out to me. So I said, great, I would love to talk to her. But it was very difficult to tie it down, and they wanted to travel. And see, the thing is, like, you can't, if I go somewhere, then there's going to be other people in the room. And they want to control a lot of things, I'm sure, according to the Brett Breyer interview on Fox. Like, people were waving them off. That's a distraction. People in the room, like, my whole goal with her and with him is just talk. Just have a conversation like a human being. You find out things about people. You get a sense of them, at least, a real sense. That was it. I don't give a fuck what we talk about. I really don't. I just want to talk to you. Who the fuck are you?
Do you think they think that you're on his side and they're more wary of you?
I don't know. I mean, there's just because of my appearance, there's always been this assumption that I'm some right-wing MAGA guy, I was a Bernie supporter. I am not. I'm a politically homeless person for sure. I always considered myself a left-wing person. I never thought I would ever vote right-wing. But then the tides of culture shifted in a very bizarre way. And it just made me, over time, much more aware of what this stuff is really all about.
Yeah, I don't know why people are just figuring out that was huge. That was actually, people were saying that was the final straw.
Oh, yeah, that was. And when
Her
she,
not going
when
on
she
Joe
didn't
Rogan?
go on Joe
Yeah.
Rogan, yeah.
She came to Houston. She was over there, East Downtown, at the Dynamo Stadium.
She could have easily went a bunch of times.
And she had Beyonce come out. The show ended around like 6. Austin's not too far.
Yeah, like she put Beyonce
First.
She knew that she would get exposed going on there, and he is definitely like not on the right fully at all. Like, I've seen him get on there and really like endorse like trans people and all types of stuff. Like, he is definitely not a right wing type of guy. He's really in the middle, genuinely. Like, he's the most moderate person I've probably seen in like the biggest media spaces, truly.
Until, like you said, he seen what was really going on.
Well, even then, he voted for Trump and all that, but I still see him as moderate, because like just the other day I was listening to him about his policy. Like, he is.
It makes sense.
He's on the left with a lot of things. It was just it went too far. A lot of, like, Stephen A kept saying it too. Like, a lot of old school Democrats like him and Stephen A, like, what the Democratic Party used to be, what they like grew up in, is completely different. Like you said, it went drastically different. So that's why they voted. Well, Stephen A. didn't, but that's why he voted for Trump.
Joe Rogan, and then you have Elon Musk, who said he leaned more to the left. And they just come to the right because it's simply the party of common sense.
Common sense, yeah, that's what it is.
And Kamala not going to the interviews because she wasn't gonna have her teleprompter. That's pretty much it. No
she didn't want to have a
teleprompter.
conversation really, because he was gonna debunk stuff accidentally.
Who was gonna figure out she wasn't black?
So looking ahead, should Kamala Harris run again?
Yes, she wants to.
You think she could win?
I believe she can. I mean, if I didn't believe Kamala Harris could win, I wouldn't have worked as hard as I did to help her win this last time around. You know, Donald Trump, and when you look at politics, Donald Trump and Barack Obama are just enigmas in politics. I think they do something different to the electorate every time they run that you can't counter. But then when they are not on the ballots, it's almost like you go back to the political gravity pulls people right back into it. That's part of how we won with how well we did in the.
I don't care who's on the ballot, that Kamala Harris will win that ballot.
Hell no.
Impossible.
I don't think so. After what happened, I don't think so.
Nah, she's not winning.
I mean, it wasn't.
There's a lot of people on the
interview.
left who would beat her.
She brought out Oprah and Beyonce and still lost.
Yeah, she brought out everybody.
People didn't want to.
Eminem.
She brought out a
Eminem.
bunch of celebrities and had a bunch of billionaires for, and the common people did not vote for her. Yet the Democratic Party is supposed to be for,
They gotta
the
get
common people.
And who the fuck is he?
The vice president was thinking about going on Joe Rogan show, and a lot of the younger progressive staffers pitched a hissy fit. Supposedly the campaign said that wasn't the term effective, but they did. When you put a campaign together and you hire young people to do work, let me tell you exactly what you tell these people, what I would tell them. Not only am I not interested in your opinion, I'm not even going to call you by your name.
Damn.
You're 23 years old. I don't really give a shit
God, he wanted
what
him.
you think. Campaigns are authoritarian by their nature. And if I were running a 2028 campaign and I had some little snot-nosed 23-year-old
He's old school.
saying I'm going to resign if you don't do this, not only would I fire that on the spot, I would find out who hired them and fire that person on the spot.
We ran a flawless campaign except for not having the candidate go on the number one interview possibility.
Except for
That
not
nigga said
outperforming.
flawless.
Except for
Our last
spending
candidate last cycle.
1.4 billion.
I mean, in some people's eyes, it did look flawless, but they are getting sued for cutting out certain things that she said in certain interviews.
Nah.
The 60 Minutes one, that's happening right now as we speak. So they
remember that.
They
I
cut
didn't
that.
know about that.
I just heard about it today. They're actually, I think they're settling in the lawsuit because
Yeah, I
that
remember that shit
actually
a while
happened.
back.
No way.
I ain't gonna lie, the Democratic
Flawless.
Party needed more people like that other dude, like him.
Yep.
If they could get more people like him, then they would have a chance, bruh. Because this is the type
said
of
it.
people who typically would vote for Trump.
Yeah, he
old
said
school tough dudes like this. You know,
It just seems like y'all aren't for the people that watch football.
and drink a beer. That's what he said.
That's a problem.
I fire that on the spot. I would find out who hired them and fire that person on the spot.
We ran a flawless campaign except for not having the candidate go on the number one interview possibility.
Except for not outperforming.
Except for
Our last
spending
candidate last cycle
1.4 billion and getting our clocks cleaned. I mean, at that point, it's like, why do you have operatives at all?
What's the point? I don't
if you're
get
going
it.
to, if you're going to lose big. Oh my gosh! You know what this reminds me of? It's so funny. So I was in the middle of my career, manager, and then my boss, who is the CEO of this company, gave me a book. It reminds me of this. It's so funny.
Let's hear it, nigga.
I think it was written by a political operative, but it's called Dodging the Bullet. And then it's about like how to avoid taking responsibility for any professional failure.
Your boss handed you this?
Yeah, he handed me this because what was funny is that we were a software company in healthcare context, and he was like, "Hey, there might be some point at which there's some problem in the hospital setting, and then people might want to blame our product.
Can't be us.
But it can't be us. So just like Jay, like look at this book and da 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 da." And I was reading this book, and this book was essentially. If you were an upright human, you'd be like, whoa, this is a little bit messed up. This is like how to, essentially,
Gaslight.
pass the buck, like in any way you can. But that's what that statement reminded me of. And I think it was from a political operative. And I have to say that that quote that you relayed had me post something on X that said the culture of the consultant class is an underrated reason the Democrats lost.
What the fuck is he trying to say?
Okay, I think this is what he's trying to say. I think he's basically saying that they can't take the blame for it. They just got to point the finger.
Right.
So basically saying that, no, it's not our fault. It's America's fault.
Right.
America voted for.
That's exactly what they're
misogyny,
doing.
racism.
A guy with
on
34
Facebook,
felonies.
Facebook, Twitter, I see it every day. Like even today, people are saying, "This is what y'all voted for." Yes,
It is.
That's literally what they're doing. And The View does it all the time.
They do it once a day, every day, Monday through Friday.
And that's probably what their bosses are telling them to do.
Where would we be right now?
We've heard, people just actually forget this. We've heard Joy Reid expose Joe Biden.
She did.
What'd you say?
She said, starting another effing war.
And then went on there and supported them. They caught her on a hot mic.
She knows that the Democrats
yeah.
warmongering.
Yeah.
You know? But they can't do that because that's not the plan.
Peace.
That's not the plan of this book that his
That's
boss
crazy.
gave him.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Okay,
They gonna take
so
that
where
blame.
would we be if Kamala won? Give me something.
We wouldn't be here right now. We'd be on the front lines of Normandy.
Damn. Damn.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bro, honestly, bro, it'd be quite insane. Like, think about the LGBTQ plus community. I said that right. I hope I said that right. Think about they would be so happy right now. I would be so annoyed. I wouldn't be able to go anywhere.
Hey, pride parades, all that's done, man. Trump shutting all that down on executive orders. If you do anything he, she, say, whatever they doing,
and then the immigrants, the criminal immigrants, not the good ones, but the criminal immigrants, they still be here getting bussed in and planed in.
Yeah, we don't know. We'll be at a third world country on the way to it for sure.
We wouldn't make it to 2028.
So that's what we voted for, guys. Not to be a third world country.
Well, the media landscape is clearly moving in a new direction, and this election crushed any doubts about the importance of new media. On the campaign trail, President Donald Trump appeared on various alternative platforms to help spread his message and rake in younger voters.
Trump talked to the likes of comedians Theo Vaughn and Andrew Schultz and a young streamer named Adine Ross. Then Vice President Kamala Harris also visited unorthodox shows of her own, like Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy podcast.
Alex Cooper, that's
NFL
not
commentator
unorthodox.
Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay.
There was a
did go to
crucial
Club Shay Shay.
appearance that Harris failed to land, however, and that was on the Joe Rogan Experience. The Hill recently published an excerpt from a new book titled Fight, Inside the Battle for the White House by Jonathan Allen and Amy Parnes.
The book details how the would-be Harris and Rogan podcast episode ultimately fell apart.
In a nutshell, there was a back and forth between Harris's campaign and Rogan's, according to the book, and Rogan's conditions were clear. Kamala had to come to Austin, Texas, and no topics could be off limits.
The book says that Harris's team struggled to find a reason to get her to Texas, since it was obvious to everyone that she would lose that state.
After deciding to throw a rally in Houston, presumably to get her closer to Rogan, Harris's deputy campaign manager Rob Flaherty decided to propose a date. Friday, October 25th, he suggested. Rogan responded by saying that he had a personal day scheduled. What about Saturday morning, Flaherty asked. Only if it's before 8:30, Rogan's people responded.
Then came the shock. The tone is different, Flaherty thought. The Vice President of the United States is offering to come to your effing show, and you keep putting up more hoops. Harris's team still wanted to make it work, but a new wariness set in. On October 22nd, the book continues, the same day the Harris camp announced the rally, the Associated Press reported that Trump would be Rogan's guest on the Friday, the personal day Rogan had originally reserved. Democratic strategist and former Obama alum John Cooper wrote on Blue Sky, "Wow, there's no way of knowing the extent to which this could have changed the election outcome, but Joe Rogan lied through his effing teeth and intentionally screwed over the
I would have
Harris
wanted Kamala on.
CEO and co-founder of the Federalist, Sean Davis, wrote on X, if Harris had gone on Rogan, Trump would have won Virginia, Minnesota, and New Mexico.
Editor and CEO of ZTO, Mehdi Hassan, wrote, "Why didn't Kamala go on Rogan? They all screeched in op-eds and tweets for months on end." Maybe, just maybe, because Rogan in the tank for the GOP made it near impossible for her to come on.
Journalist Matt Taibbi wrote, anyone who thinks Rogan didn't want to interview Harris doesn't understand the business. Of course he wanted to book her, but asking for conditions shows a total misunderstanding of that audience. She should have just dropped by and eaten a pile of shrooms with him.
That would have been something worth watching if that had happened.
I would have watched all 3 hours of that, Niall. But, okay, so I wanted to kind of run through this series of events and what I think actually happened. Because reading through this, you know, both of us, we've been in the media business for a hot minute, and we kind of know how these things work. So when I read that Joe Rogan had blocked out the 25th as a personal day, at least that's what he told Kamala Harris's team, to me that meant he had already booked Trump for that day, and he was not going to move Trump for Kamala Harris.
I don't want to watch this low quality news.
I just want to hear what
I
they
don't
say, but I
respect
really
the
don't
like
care.
that. Stop that.
I really don't care at all what they say.
I mean, the thing is, that was the technique that we just saw.
The bitch when
he lost because Joe Rogan wouldn't let him come on.
Bruh, stop. When that hurricane was hitting North Carolina, she was doing another show, sipping beer with some female talking about irrelevant bullshit.
Talking about call her daddy?
Yes, call her daddy while there was a hurricane going on.
Well, I mean, yeah, she got asked stupid ass questions and shit during that. She knew that Joe Rogan was gonna ask real questions. I honestly don't think that she would have went on regardless.
No, yeah, she played it safe. She went to the black shows.
I mean, he wasn't gonna edit it. Everything she did was edited.
Yeah,
like. That was wild.
I know what it was. She didn't know what accent to use. She wouldn't have known what accent to use.
And to say that Joe Rogan wouldn't let her come on because he's so far on the right is so cap. If you go, I seen this old clip. This dude went on Joe Rogan. He said eventually, he told Joe Rogan, he said, you're gonna get Trump on here one day. And Joe Rogan was like, nah. And Joe Rogan was actually he was mad, like one of the maddest I ever seen him. Because he was like, no, I remember, I seen that. He was stern.
I seen that.
So clearly was not come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy just explained it literally in the last clip. I mean, they're just gaslighting. And they need to just take the fault. I mean, like the old man telling them, hey, we messed up, guys. It's okay. When you're running a team, you say, guys, we're going to do better next year. We're going to do better next game. Yeah. It's as simply as what it is. We're going to get better players in.
The refs cheated.
And we're going to run different plays, guys. Because the American people don't like these plays. You know?
They're out of place.
That's why Sunny Hustle just blew my mind when she said, maybe we need to run some plays that might work and not the plays that we want to. We can't just hand the ball off all game.
They tried everything.
We got to throw the ball.
They did flea flickers. Hail
I'm
Marys.
I'm racist. Y'all
they
racist.
Did. They had
misogyny.
Women's rights.
Those plays don't work.
Trans rights.
And people they was filling them gaps. The mid linebacker, we seen that coming. We seen that coming.
That shit was not working.
Yeah, guys. Hey, y'all seen it. We know why now. Hey, that is what the bosses are saying. I didn't know bosses would say that. Hey, we could never take the fault, guys.
Hell yeah.
We could never take the fault.
You never heard of PR, public relations?
I guess I'm a guy that would take the fault, man. Maybe
you're a good guy, man. You're a good guy. Cartier family, we'll take the fault.
I take the fault. I messed up.
We DEI. We ain't no business yet.
I said the wrong fact, guys, and I apologize. I shouldn't have did it. Tell the world that. Because I guess you can't do it.
No, you can't.
Trump low-key don't even do it.
He don't.
Can't do it, I guess.
Elon
didn't do it.
We need to rethink our strategies.
Maybe that's, All right, guys, let us know what y'all think.